In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, dear friends of Radiance of Islam. The crow's secret. A truth. Science just discovered. But the Quran revealed. 1,400 years ago. Scene. A lone crow perched on a wire, silhouetted against a twilight sky. The camera lingers on its stillness. Narrator. Slow, deliberate. Look at this crow. What do you see? Just a bird? Or a messenger? Cut to quick flashes. Crows gathering. A dead crow on the ground. Others circling above. The shocking discovery. Science just made. Modern scientists have uncovered something astonishing. Crows mourn their dead. They gather, call out, and fall silent, almost like a funeral. They recognize human faces and hold grudges for years. They solve complex puzzles faster than apes. They teach their young, passing down knowledge across generations. Cut to lab footage. A crow using tools. Another solving a multi-step puzzle. Tor. These aren't just birds. They're thinkers, feelers, mourners. But here's what's chilling. Silence. The screen goes black. Then, a golden Arabic script appears. Quran 531. The Quran knew. 1,400 years ago. Then Allah sent a crow digging the ground to show him how to hide the disgrace of his brother. He said, "Woe to me! Am I not even able to be like this crow and hide the disgrace of my brother?" And he became regretful. Surah Al-Ma'idah 531. Cut to an animation. Cain staring at a crow burying another crow, his face dawning with realization. Narrator. The first murderer in history stood over his brother's body. Clueless, guilty, lost. And then, a crow arrived. Not to mock him, to teach him, to show humanity the dignity of burial, the respect for death, the weight of life. The funeral in the sky. Cut to real footage. Crows gathering around a fallen crow, their calls echoing. Scientists call it a necropolis, a death ritual. They stand vigil. They drop twigs like offerings. They remember. Narrator, whispering. Tell me, how does a bird understand death better than some humans? The mirror and the feathers crows force us to ask, if they grieve, do they also love? If they learn, do they also teach? If they bury their dead, do they also value life? Cut to a crow's eye, reflecting a human face. Narrator. Allah didn't create them as just birds. He made them a sign, a lesson, a mirror. The unanswered question. Black screen. White text appears. If the Quran knew the secret of crows centuries before science, what else does it know that we have yet to discover? Final shot. A crow taking flight, its wings spreading against a rising sun. Narrator, softly. The signs are everywhere, for those who look. Fade to black. Quranic verse appears. We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. Surah Fusilat 41:53. Opening scene. Darkness. The sound of labored breathing. A man's hands trembling, stained with blood. The camera pulls back to reveal Cain, standing over his brother Abel, his face twisted in horror. The wind howls. No words are spoken. Only the weight of what has been done lingers in the air. Narration. Soft, introspective. Blood stained his hands, but it was his heart that shook. Flash of lightning. Cain looks around desperately. No rituals, no traditions, no graves. Death was new to the world, and he was lost. Narration. Building tension. No one had ever died this way before. No one had ever buried the dead. Then, a sound. A flutter of wings. A crow lands nearby, tilting its head, watching. The unexpected teacher. The crow hops forward, its black feathers gleaming. Without hesitation, it begins to dig. Its beak scrapes at the earth, claws pushing aside dirt, methodically carving out a hollow in the ground. Cain watches, transfixed. A realization dawns. Narration. Revelatory. Allah did not send an angel. He did not speak from the heavens. Instead, he sent a crow. Cut to Quranic verse on screen. Then, to demonstrate to him how to bury his brother's body, Allah sent a crow to dig in the dirt. Cain exclaimed, "I'm sorry. Is it not possible for me to bury my brother's body like this crow?" Then he was overcome with remorse. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:31. Cain kneels, mimicking the crow's actions. He digs, he buries, he weeps. The deeper lesson narration, thoughtful, expanding. This wasn't just about burial. It was about responsibility, about dignity. A human, molded from clay, was taught by a bird how to honor the dead. Close-up of the crow, its dark eyes intelligent, knowing. It caws once, then takes flight, vanishing into the sky. Cain stands alone, the weight of his actions settling upon him. The science behind the symbol. Transition to modern footage. Scientists observing crows in labs and urban environments. Narration, shifting tone, intrigued. And now, science is uncovering what the Quran revealed centuries ago. Crows, A. Montage of research footage. Tool use. A crow bending a wire to fish food from a tube. Memory tests. Crows recognizing human faces years later. Problem solving. A crow dropping nuts onto a road, waiting for cars to crack them open. Expert interview clip. Zoologist. Crows possess intelligence rivaling primates. They teach their young, hold grudges, and even mourn their dead. Cut back to ancient times. A crow perched on a rock, watching over Cain as he grieves. The eternal reminder narration. Reflective. Closing. The story of Cain and the crow isn't just a tale from the past. It's a sign, a reminder that wisdom often comes from where we least expect it. Final shot, a modern cityscape. A crow lands on a rooftop, tilting its head as if observing us. Text on screen. Sometimes the answers we seek are in the creatures we overlook. Fade to black. The crow, nature's mystic mirror. A bird, unlike any other, picture this. A crow standing vigil over its fallen mate. Head bowed like a widow in black. A creature ordained in the Quran to teach Cain how to bury Abel, making it humanity's first teacher of mortality. A feathered neuroscientist that recognizes human faces decades later, holding grudges, or gratitude. This isn't just a bird, it's a mirror. Crows force us to confront uncomfortable truths. That grief isn't ours alone when a mother crow starves herself mourning her dead chick. That intelligence isn't measured by tools when they bend wires into hooks to fish food from tubes. That the line between animal instinct and human emotion crumbles when they bring gifts to the humans who've shown them kindness. The language of gifts, stories that defy science. 1. The man who became a crow's keeper. When David found the injured crow mauled by a neighborhood cat, he expected nothing. For weeks he nursed it, cleaning wounds, offering mealworms, whispering reassurances. The day it flew away, he assumed that was the end. He was wrong. For 7 years, the crow returned. Not as a beggar, but as a companion. Perching on his newspaper as he drank morning coffee, tapping its beak against his window during storms. Once, dropping a rusted key at his feet, like a puzzle for him to solve. Veterinarians called it food-motivated behavior. David knew better. "You don't stare into a crow's eyes for this long," he'd say, "and still believe we're the only ones with souls." 2. The girl who fed the sky. 8-year-old May started leaving peanuts on her balcony during lockdown. At first, it was just scraps. Then came the reciprocity. Week 1, a soda tab glinting in the sun. Month 3, a blue Lego piece, her favorite color. Year 2, a perfect heart-shaped stone placed deliberately where she always sat. Her parents dismissed it as coincidence, until the day a crow landed beside her, tilted its head, and waited as she untangled a silver chain from its talons. 3. Stewart's Crow. Venant. The Seattle cafe owner became legend when he shared photos of crow art, a miniature wreath of twigs and dental floss, a pendant made from a bottle cap and feathers, the pièce de résistance, 2 sticks fastened with a carefully braided leaf hinge. This, Stewart insisted to skeptical biologists, isn't instinct. It's craftsmanship with intent. When ornithologists examined the pieces, even they admitted the structural symmetry defied random chance. The unspoken truth: science offers sterile terms, reciprocal altruism, object play. But stand in May's backyard as a crow chorus when she steps outside. Watch David's crow preen his hair like a primate grooming its troop. Hold Stewart's leaf-hinged sculpture in your palm. You'll feel it, that electric whisper of recognition. Crows don't just survive our world. They document it, they question it, and sometimes, in their inky eyes and offered trinkets, they show us glimpses of a startling possibility. We were never as separate as we thought. Crows. The genius birds. Among us, crows aren't just smart, they're brilliant problem solvers. As cities grow, these clever birds are adapting in mind-blowing ways. Traffic light tricksters. In some cities, crows have cracked the code of human traffic. Here's how they do it. They wait at red lights. They drop tough walnuts onto the road. When cars stop, they place the nuts in front of the tires. Crunch. The cars crack the nuts when the light turns green. At the next red light, the crows swoop in. Snack time. This isn't luck. It's a strategy. They understand danger, timing, and even how traffic lights work. And they teach this trick to other crows. Scientists have seen it in Japan and beyond. Crows don't just survive in our cities, they master them. The wire-bending genius. In a famous experiment, a New Caledonian crow faced a challenge. A clear tube with food at the bottom. A straight wire. Too short to reach. At first, the crow tried poking the food. No luck. Then, light bulb moment, it bent the wire into a hook and fished out the treat. This isn't just instinct, it's innovation. Crows invent tools, just like humans. In some tests, they've even outsmarted chimps. Not bad for a bird with a brain the size of a walnut. Crows have heart. Yes, really. They adopt orphans. If a baby crow loses its parents, the whole flock steps in, feeding, grooming, and protecting it. They remember faces for life. Hurt a crow? It won't be forgotten. Help one? It might bring you gifts. They teach their young, not just survival skills, but life lessons. Avoid that human. Trust this one. Final thought. Crows are more than survivors. They're thinkers, teachers, and even inventors. Next time you see one, look closer. You might be staring at a feathered genius. The hidden genius of crows. Crows have incredible memories. In an experiment, scientists wore masks while handling dead crows. Days later, the crows recognized those masks and sounded alarms. Even birds that hadn't been there before learned from the others. They didn't just remember, they taught. We once thought only humans and a few advanced animals could observe, remember, and pass on knowledge. But crows prove otherwise. They think, adapt, and share wisdom as a community. Yet, many overlook them. Maybe because they're common, or their black feathers seem plain. But behind their ordinary appearance lies something extraordinary. Creativity, loyalty, and intelligence hinting at a deeper design. Crows play, give gifts, mourn their dead, and recognize human faces. Traits we thought were uniquely human. This makes us wonder, what really separates us? Language? Emotions? Morality? Or are these things more universal than we believed? The crow's sacred ritual. Their behavior around death is especially mysterious. They place twigs, leaves, and shiny objects near dead crows, not for survival, but as if performing a funeral. This echoes a profound moment in human history. When Abel was killed, Allah didn't send a prophet or angel to teach burial. He sent a crow. The bird scratched the ground, showing humans what to do. The sacred act of burial began not with a scholar or priest, but a crow. Today, we're still learning from them. They play, teach, grieve, and protect. Once just a background bird, the crow is now known as one of Earth's smartest, most emotional creatures. Their story isn't just about wings and feathers, it's about memory, meaning, and a mirror, reflecting both scientific wonder and divine wisdom.